Hello, YouTube. How are you doing today? How all of you beautiful kings and queens are doing today on this Hump Day Wednesday? Yes, Hump Day Wednesday. And I'm going to let you listen to a powerful woman, powerful white woman that speaks volumes about the racism that is happening right now in Texas against our Democrats. It's so much is happening. It's hard to believe that this country has gone so far back. And it's only because of the demons, the MAGA Republicans. This country has been set back so many years right now because the hate they have in their heart. The hate Donald Trump has in his heart for black people and brown people. Hello, King Allen. Hello, King LaSwan. How y'all doing? Everyone hit that like button as you're coming in. Hit the like button right now. I'm disappointed in America. We are the only country that has somebody that's a reality star as the world leader. It's sad. It's bad representation. And he worried about going to heaven. He would not see heaven. We ain't got to worry about that. We would not see Donald Trump in heaven when we get there. The good Lord don't want to see him. I'm waiting till everything upload and we're going to get started. Hello, everyone. I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. We are talking about life under Trump. MAGA, Republicans, they're dangerous. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the mediocre white man. We're talking about how the judge rejects Trump's DOJ Epstein request. Government Newsom, Representative Nicole Collier, etc., and more. We got a lot to cover. So we're not going to waste any. We're going to go ahead and get started. You know we're talking about Epstein because we're going to talk about Epstein every day. Every day until that man is out that Oval Office. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And this representative, powerful woman, she's going to speak about what is happening in Texas and it is about racism, y'all. Everything that has happened, redistricting Texas is about racism. Donald Trump is a racist, and so is his MAGA Republicans.
It's about racism. And if you can't hear it from them, then hear it from me. As a white woman and a daughter of a man of privilege and power, he knew that his strength was to bring people that didn't look like him to the table of government. And so 50 years later, after Barbara Jordan, aided by white who sat in the impeachment of Nixon, a woman who said that finally, after amendment, debate, and vote, I am finally part of we the people. To stand here as a 50-year-old woman and know that we now go back in time. So let's talk about cowardice and cheats. Because if you knew you could win this next election, you wouldn't be taking this effort to try to steal 5 seats from elected officials that members of color elected to represent them in Washington, D.C. You wouldn't be doing everything you can.
Trump's goal is to replace the black people with white people. That is their goal by redistricting Texas.
Because we can. And you shield your racism with your party, with ignorance and arrogance, to come up here and say, to be honest with you, I haven't read the bill from the other side. To be honest with you, I haven't talked to the lawyers to be bringing this before it. Because you think that people will give you grace on ignorance and arrogance around party because you can't admit that the root of all of this is about racism and power. A power grab. A pure power grab. And so I'm going to ask, don't shake your head.
I like
So
her,
I'm going to give you a
y'all.
moment to prove what you mean behind that. Because when Donald Trump called Georgia Republicans and said, hey, boys, I need you to steal me almost 12,000 votes.
Yep, 11,000, round up to 12,000.
No, sir. We already know what Governor Abbott said. In a few minutes, we're going to find out what y'all say. This is about racism. And if you can't hear it from them, then hear it from me. As a white woman and a daughter of a man of privilege and power, he knew that his strength was to bring people that didn't look like him to the...
I don't know what it is today, but I wore green. I noticed all those queens, they have on green. I am in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing. I have on green, just like those queens. Green represents life, money. My pants, green, got money all over 'em. I'm in alignment with what's supposed to be happening. Yes. Hello, Queen Victorious One. Hello, Queen Miss Bugs. Hey, y'all. Hello. I love y'all. Y'all know it. Hit that like button, everybody. Also, if you like to donate to my channel, you can send me super chats and super stickers. Everything is welcome. In my description, there's my Venmo. You can send me something through Venmo. Also, my PayPal link is in the description as well. So if you want to bless me that way, you definitely can. We got a lot to cover, y'all. Let's get back to the goods.
And all of our Democratic elected officials. Sorry, I have to leave. They said it's a felony for me to do this. Apparently, I can't be on the floor.
They're bullying her.
Well, you told me I was.
Thank you, Victorious One Queen.
No, hang on. Bye, everybody. I've got to go. Hey, that is outrageous.
They are bullying this black woman. I want to put my foot up there. You know what?
Donald Trump in the Oval Office. There you go. That is outrageous. What they're trying to do right there is silence an American leader, silence a black woman. And that is outrageous. And I hope everybody took note of that. The fact that she
I would have stayed on live. I can't be bullied. I'm not the person you can bully.
And this is what we're fighting for here. This is ultimately what this is about. What we just witnessed. Them trying to shut her down and say it's illegal for her to be in the bathroom and on this call. This is the lengths that they're going to in Texas to try to bring about a system so unjust and so unjustifiable that they are going to try to silence those leaders from being heard and speaking out. And all of our Democratic elected officials. Sorry, I have to leave. They said it's a felony for me to do this. Apparently, I can't be on the floor or in the bathroom. Well, you told me I was only allowed to be here in the bathroom. No, hang on. Bye, everybody. I've got to go. Hey.
I'm telling y'all, I wouldn't have got off of there.
Outrageous.
I would have took my heel off because she's held hostage. I would have clucked them in the eye with my heel.
That is outrageous. What they're trying to do
they are demons.
Silence an American leader, silence a black woman. And that is outrageous. And I hope everybody took note of that.
Now, we saw for ourselves what they're doing, thank you, Queen Victorious One, to this queen. They are practicing racism all the way back to slavery. That's what you're doing. And I'm about to read you down about where all this is coming from. The mediocre white man is destroying this country. When it is completely destroyed, blacks will never be blamed. We built this country, built by the mediocre white man. We created culture from country music, rock and roll, etc. Created denim that you so happily wear. Our ancestors, picked the cotton that your ancestors wore and wear. But indeed, the white greedy man wanted more and never leveled the score. You told us, blacks, pull yourselves up by your bootstraps and called our hair naps. The entire time you caused a handicap. You did everything you could to destroy the black race. Donald J. Trump is the continuation of hate, malice, and demonic spirits of his ancestors. Donald J. Trump, you will never see heaven, nor hear my God's voice. You are a reprobated mind. I've reclaimed my people's time. I've never disliked anyone in my life as much as I dislike Donald Trump. I will sit here and say it because I'm pushed to it at this point. I don't pray about it. I hate Donald Trump. I never hated anybody in my life. I don't even hate the men that took advantage of me when I was a child. But I hate Donald J. Trump. He's a rotten part of an apple that make your kitchen smell bad. He's a rotten part of a banana that make the whole house have nets. And you must get rid of the rotten part, that rotten part of that plant, because it's going to kill the whole plant, unalive the whole plant. America is that plant, and Donald Trump is the part that's rotten, and he must go. I rebuke Donald J. Trump to the fullest extent. The things he put upon black and brown people shall be tenfold on his life, and he will never see heaven.
And the Trump DOJ has lost another Epstein-related case, and the judge blasted them for their attempt to distract from the Epstein files. For context, the Trump DOJ has been pressuring judges to release grand jury material from the Ghislaine Maxwell case. To be clear, this would only include documents related to grand jury proceedings during Maxwell's trial. The public already knows nearly everything in these documents, and the Trump administration has quietly admitted in its own filings that no judge would ever allow their release. This marks the third time the Trump DOJ's request has been rejected. U.S. District Judge Berman torched the DOJ in his ruling, calling the request a, quote, diversion, and noting that the government already has the actual Epstein files and could release them right now if it wanted to. The judge wrote, "The government is the logical party to make comprehensive disclosure to the public of the Epstein files. By comparison, the instant grand jury motion appears to be a diversion from the breadth and scope of the Epstein files in the government's possession. The grand jury testimony is merely a hearsay snippet of Jeffrey Epstein's alleged conduct. Spread the word, follow along, and listen to the Midas Touch podcast for more updates." This just in, the Trump DOJ has lost another Epstein.
We got another win. Donald Trump, no matter what you do, that evil coming from your pores and that funk is not going to stop what's coming to you. You put out evil, you're going to get it back. You're getting it back. Those Epstein files, they supposed to be released Friday. We don't want redacted files, because redacted files say you're guilty of everything that has been said about you. Those redacted files say you are a pedophile if it's redacted. Those redacted files put you down with all the PDFs in your cabinet that Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke about, committed crimes and was swept under the rug. You are the monster that comes out only at night. You are the Antichrist, the worst of the worst, the scum of the earth. Aliens, come take them. America doesn't want them. He too busy licking Putin's boots, but tell black people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Get the fuck out of here. Uh-oh, I can't play this music. I'll play the video, but no music. Hold on, y'all. Pay attention to the video, please. I love y'all. This is the great man, the government Newsom, and look at the fool. I can't play the music. I apologize. Wheelchair Abbott, the wheelchair gangster, the wheelchair thug, him and Donald Trump are two evils that are alike. For the rest of their lives, they're going to pay the price for what they are doing. There's curse upon thee. There's curse upon them. Government Newsom will be running for president. And I will be out there doing everything I can. I will even go to the rallies. And I will advise y'all to, because we all got to stand up. It is wrong what they're doing. To have her locked in there, can't even go home, take a bath, put on fresh clothes, it is illegal. Abbott, yeah, bussy boy. You like to get pegged, don't you? Because you can't do nothing. A woman wouldn't have you. Donnie, if you're wearing a pamper and you keep pooping on yourself, Dookie boy, you getting pegged too. See that bottom back there is not to be entered. God didn't make it to be entered. And that's why you can't hold your bowel movement, you nasty fat slob. So Trump's meme director leaves after the White House knew TikTok gets flooded with Epstein comments. Thank you, y'all, for doing that. Do it, do it, do it, do it, baby. Do it, baby. Do it, baby. So it says Trump's director of digital content, Billy McLaughlin, announced that he's leaving the White House this morning after they launched a TikTok page that backfired and got flooded with comments calling to release the Epstein files. Okay, there's more. And I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. So these are some of the comments I'm going to show y'all from that TikTok page. You know, this is a bunch of ghetto stuff, and they love to say something about black people. Don't you ever work them thin paper lips, them D-suckers, to say black people ghetto anymore. Why would the White House have a TikTok page? Ghetto. President Barack Obama, class. President Joe Biden, class. Donald J. Trump, trash. Trailer park, trash. But anyway, I'm going to show you, then I'm going to read it to you. This is what's happening on today's TikTok page. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. You see that? His daughter has on, my dad is on the list, a ball cap. That's what's been put on TikTok. The comments, because they shouldn't have set up a White House page. That's just ghetto fabulous. The White House should be prestigious. Well, it doesn't have any of that stuff. Donald Trump has made everything in the White House ghetto. He's ghetto. His wife ghetto. I don't quite know the song yet, but I heard some bad things about that song, yeah. He got it from his daddy. The younger son, Barron, he got it from his daddy. Everything that's atrocious about Donald Trump, he got it from his daddy. So, y'all, did y'all notice a photo of Donald Trump and Epstein? Okay, one of the things somebody posted was another distraction for the Epstein time. It ain't distracting me because I'm going to still talk about you, Donnie and Epstein. Lover's Lane, Brokeback Mountain, maybe. Baby. Yeah, then it says, will they publish Jeffrey Epstein files on this account? Talking about that White House account they set up on TikTok. It's the first time we had a convicted felon of 34 crimes in the White House. Yeah. And Donnie's so proud to be a felon. He took his mugshot and put it in the Oval Office. Ghetto. Just ghetto and trailer park trash together. All that gold in the ghetto. Straight ghetto. Excuse me. So, MSNBC drops a boom on Trump in bar. I'm like, okay, hold on. I got something for you. Yes. I take care of y'all. I got what you want. I got what you need, baby.
In today's breaking story, Bill Barr's Epstein testimony just blew up in Donald Trump's face. That's right.
Subscribe
This
to
is the nightmare
Occupy
Trump
Democrats.
will
Fair use
never
and great
wake up
research.
from. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, as I was saying, Trump is a complete disaster. Not only does he have to worry about his Epstein fallout, he has to worry about his economic fallout. Trump's economic policies are so bad that even Marjorie Taylor Greene is calling him out.
I don't think the American people will be happy about sending American troops with an Article 5 security agreement and promise to Ukraine. I don't think that's what the American people want. I think they want completely out of it, because most Americans are looking at their daily lives. They're looking at their bills, their rent payments. Young people today can't buy a house.
Hit the like
They're
button,
looking at
please.
health
Thank
insurance,
you.
which is a complete scam and a ripoff. And they're going, okay, how much more is this going to cost me? We can't do this anymore. And we're broke. America's broke. We're $37 trillion in debt. And at some point, we have to start saying no to the rest of the world and just completely say, no, we can't. We've got to focus here. Or we're going to implode one day.
And I don't agree with her often, but she's right.
Desperately trying to rig the midterms in his favor.
Donald Trump can sign whatever the hell executive orders he wants to sign and make a show out of whatever he wants, but he can't change the Constitution with an executive order. And the Constitution gives the authority to set our election rules to the states. Let me remind you that it was just about 5 years ago that a bipartisan majority in the House and in the Senate passed mail-in voting. And during that time, millions of people have voted by mail. We have had free and fair, safe and secure elections. Donald Trump has won some of those elections. He has lost some of those elections. Democrats have won some. Republicans have won some. for him to try and put more misinformation out there, to stoke more division and fear amongst people who want to exercise their constitutional right to pick the leaders in their communities and in their commonwealth. That is just cynical and wrong.
But even among this falling out, Trump's Epstein scandal continues to grow.
So Democrats already forced the vote. Remember, none of these files would even be coming to the public or to the committee had Democrats actually not
Queen
forced
Summer Lee,
to release the files.
she subpoenaed them.
We got bipartisan support. So this is only happening because we forced it. We're planning to do the same thing. If Republicans refuse to bring Alex Acosta in front of this committee, then we're going to need to force that vote. How is the one person that put together this deal for Jeffrey Epstein, that knows the case inside and backwards, that knows every single piece of those documents?
Thank you, Queen Cassie Quinn.
Is not testifying in front of us.
Thank you.
To me is something that's very concerning, first of all, and should create for us all this concern across the country.
And now Bill Barr's Epstein testimony
Excuse me, y'all.
In Donald Trump's face. That's right. Take a look at today's top story.
Republicans are in control. This is a Republican. So Democrats maybe have a little more collaborative opportunities. That might be generous. But they hold all the cards. And ostensibly, this committee is designed as much to do political rehab to the Republican brand, which is now completely embroiled in a lack of faith at best and a burning political wildfire at worst. 81% of all Americans, according to Pew, think Donald Trump is hiding the files. 70% think Pam Bondi is hiding the files.
Donald Trump is definitely hiding the Epstein files. But some kind of way, some of it's getting leaked. And the judge said release them Friday, this Friday.
It was a hardcore Trump, not just a conservative AG, but a Trump partisan the whole time. Seemed to draw the line around repeating his lies around election fraud in 2020. Whatever he said, whether he cleared Trump as Comer said he did, whether he didn't, as Democrats are, not releasing it only makes the fire burn hotter. Do you see anything that makes any sense to you?
Excuse me.
I want to follow up on something Andrew said, where he said didn't seem like Bill Barr knew anything. We have information about this. In my former boss, SDNY U.S. Attorney Jack Berman, he wrote a book in which he had a chapter on the Epstein case. And what Berman said in his book about Bill Barr's role in the Epstein case is, I never briefed Barr on the investigation, said the charges they were seeking didn't require Main Justice approval, and he couldn't think of any way in which involving Barr would help. So we kept him out of the
Excuse me,
loop.
y'all. Sorry.
He said if he had any concerns or objections, then we just didn't have to deal with him. Elsewhere in the book, he also says that he was worried that maybe Main Justice would not have, and Trump would not have preferred them, SDNY, to be pursuing this because Alex Acosta was the Secretary of State.
I don't know what's happening. I know somebody is sending a curse through this internet. You're sending a curse to YouTube. I'm going to be fine.
So they kept Barr at arm's length. He was never briefed on the investigation, which for a high-profile investigation like this is rare. And there's no reason to believe Barr himself reviewed the Epstein file. That's not what an attorney general does. It's a massive file. And Epstein died a month after he was indicted. So if Barr didn't review the file and he didn't get briefed on it, then Barr saying he did not see anything that might implicate Trump means nothing. That Barr can't clear Trump of anything. He's not in a position to do it. Who is in a position to clear Trump? If Trump has nothing to hide, Trump's DOJ can make available any mentions of Trump in the Epstein file. That could clear him if he has nothing to hide. Others who could clear him, if Trump has nothing to hide, congressional Republicans can call witnesses who actually know the facts. The prosecutors, U.S. Attorney Jack Berman, line prosecutors. They can call victims. They can call people who actually know what happened if they actually wanted to get to the facts. And if he hadn't done anything, that would presumably clear him. But the fact that they are not doing that, and the fact that they are not looking to get to the truth, and they're just covering these stunts, that tells you it's really a cover-up, and that DOJ and the congressional Republicans are helping Trump cover up the truth.
Thanks so much for watching. Please
subscribe to Occupy Democrats on YouTube. They're great. I return to sender tenfold. No mercy upon thee. Hello, King Michael McKinney. How you doing? Thank you for coming to my live. Thank you for blessing me. Just a moment, everybody. Uh-oh. Sorry, it's on mute. One moment.
So I want to take a look at some key MAGA teachings which often purport to be Christian and see how they compare with Jesus's sayings and what the Bible actually teaches. MAGA says, America first. Jesus says, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Jesus didn't care about making one nation great. Instead, he looked to the margins of society and wanted to uplift those who were oppressed. In fact, he said there would be consequences for those who had too much. MAGA says, build the wall. But the Bible teaches, treat the stranger like a citizen. We hear this over and over again, that we are to welcome the foreigners. And Jesus even says, I was a stranger and you welcomed me. Just as you do it to the least of these, you do it to me. And he said there are consequences if you don't. MAGA says, law and order. Jesus says, blessed are the peacemakers. Law and order is concerned with power and control. But creating peace is concerned about the presence of justice. MAGA says, make America great again. Jesus says, the reign of God is not of this world. Jesus would never proclaim, make Rome great again. Instead, he talked about loyalty to the reign of God on earth, a place where everyone had enough, where there was
Thank
peace
you,
that was
Queen
created
Gabby
through the
Dolphin.
presence
Thank
of
you.
justice, where compassion reigned. You see, as it turns out, MAGA teachings are not compatible with following Jesus Christ. So I want to take a look at some key MAGA teachings which often
The reason I'm showing that because Donald Trump made a statement yesterday about he's worried about going to heaven, going to hell. He going to hell. MAGA can't save him. Elon Musk, even though jdvance trying to, bring Elon Musk back into the fold. Thank you, Queen Victorious One. Thank you. I love you. Trying to bring Elon Musk back into the fold. Ooh. It's not going to save Donald Trump from going to hell. God has deaf ears to Donald Trump. A reprobated mind, it has never been heard by our Lord and Savior. He doesn't hear a sinner's prayer. Not that sinner. When you're a reprobated mind, God has taken his hands off of you. Jesus Christ don't even look your way, Donald Trump. Remember, he did an interview on the news, and he said, they asked him, what Bible scriptures do you go to when you're in a time of need of Jesus Christ? He couldn't give them not one. They asked him, do you ever pray to God to forgive you for your sins or anything you've done wrong? Well, I don't do it. I don't do it. Doing this well thing. I don't do anything wrong. I have no reason to go to God. Now you questioning that because you know you old as Methuselah. You the rotten apple in America that's destroying everything. You the part of the plant that's causing you the rotten part of the plant that's causing the rest of the plant to just rot away. You cut that bad part off and America gonna be okay. Donald Trump knows he's gonna be leaving this earth soon. He's scared that he's gonna be welcomed into the gates of hell and then all that flame with Satan. Well, you decided to be the Antichrist, Donnie. You could have been a good soldier of God. But no, you decide to raise hell in this country on people. Because you are a miserable man. You have a miserable marriage. You're overweight. Ain't nothing wrong with people being plus size. But I talk about Donald Trump because he called women fat. He called women ugly. So everything he put upon women, black and brown people, I am going to put upon you, Donnie. And you're going to be held accountable, Donnie, for all the things that you're doing and have done. You have not been a good boy at all. little Donnie boy, the little trumpet boy. You've been a horrible boy, not even a bad boy, a horrible man. You will not make it into the gates of heaven. God does not hear you nor see you, a reprobated mind, Donald Trump. You are the monster that's hanging over America. You are the poison in America. I will proceed. Trump says he's worried about going to heaven. He should be worried because he has cursed himself tenfold.
Batman reportedly helped a man charged with crimes against children escape the U.S. and avoid accountability. Tom Artyom Alexandrovich, a top Israeli cybersecurity official, was arrested in Nevada after law enforcement conducted an undercover investigation targeting people preying on children online. He's still facing.
And Donald Trump released this man.
For act per the Las Vegas Police Department. But something unusual happened after his arrest. He was released on only $10,000 bail and immediately returned to Israel, where he now roams free. Officers involved in the sting say his release was the work of the Trump administration, according to a report from the North Star.
They protected a pedo. Donald Trump did.
Care about stopping criminals. He helped the Tate brothers, charged with trafficking in multiple countries, enter the U.S. He pardoned 16 corrupt politicians, numerous wealthy executives who committed financial crimes. More than
you think you going to heaven?
Felons linked to extremist groups that support him. Even allowed cartel family members to enter the U.S. in some unknown deal with Mexico. If he were serious,
you're going to hell, Donald Trump.
And invest in prevention, but he's not serious about it because crime benefits him. He rewards powerful people with pardons, securing their loyalty, while he uses false, rampant crime narratives to expand his power and terrorize marginalized communities with the military. Trump is a president for the powerful. That's why it's not left versus right, but up versus down. The Trump admin reportedly helped a man charged with crimes against children.
Donald Trump continues to help people that abuse children. Ghislaine Maxwell, a known ex-trafficker, a known rapist, helped Epstein. She would go find the young girls and bring them to Epstein. And it has been said, Donald Trump, that you was involved. It's been said. And in my opinion and in my belief, I believe everything that's been said. And that is why you don't want the Epstein files released. And that is why you want everything you've done and has been said with your name in the Epstein files has been redacted. And that is not right. You did the crime. You must do the time. Now pull yourself up by your bootstraps and pull that Depends up. That pissy Depends. Dookie boy. Pull it up. Putin don't want it anymore. Epstein didn't want it. Elon don't even want it anymore. You can get off your knee pads now, Donnie. You're bad at what you do. You're not good at it. This right here makes my bottom itch. Donald Trump is the most racist man in America. This is what he wants. He said the museums throughout Washington, but all over the country, are essentially the last remaining segment of woke. The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything is discussed, how horrible our country is, and how bad slavery was. Donnie, it wasn't good. You want me to put a leash on you and treat you how slaves was treated? Let me beat you with a whip to how your ancestors did slaves. Nothing was pleasant about slavery, you nincompoop. You have a bird brain, very small brain, and very small hands. And a very small eggplant that's made like a mushroom. That's what Stormy Daniels said. You weren't doing nothing but tickling her. You couldn't get inside with that. That doesn't do anything for a woman. Anyway, it says, Trump says the Smithsonian is out of control for discussing bad slavery, how bad slavery was. Oh, Lord, I want to say some things. Lord Jesus, I want to say some things, Heavenly Father. Okay. So I'm going to read y'all the article, and then I'll show you the slide, okay? On Tuesday, Donald J. Trump the one that has a ping that looks like a mushroom, Stormy Daniels said so, said that he told his attorneys to review the Smithsonian Museum, saying he believes they focus too much on the negative parts of U.S. history, especially slavery. Donald Trump's major review of the Smithsonian Institution comes ahead of the U.S. 250th anniversary. He directed VP jdvance, fancy pants, pink nail polish, to oversee the efforts, which claims to remove what administration calls improper ideology and shift exhibits towards a more celebratory, I can't say the word. Anyway, American history. The review will cover 8 of the Smithsonian's largest museums, as well as its education centers and zoo, and scrutinize how topics like slavery, systematic racism, DEI, and the LGBTQ issues are presented. Donnie, you got a problem with the LGBTQ, then you need to fire your entire cabinet. You need to see their phones and see if they've been getting on Grindr. Ask them for their phones. Because those MAGA Republican white men, they love Grindr. And they love going on there looking for some black eggplant. Go look at the eggplant. You know exactly what I'm saying. They like to get on there and look at that black eggplant, and they like to set up appointments with them in expensive hotels. And a lot of it's been put on the American people's dime. Donnie, it's been said, you like eggplant too. You like black eggplant. I ain't talking about ping. Ping is a white man. Eggplant is a black man. Compare the two and you'll figure it out. You have such a problem with gay people. It's sickening. What if your son Barron come to you and said, Daddy, I'm gay? What would you do? It's been said about your son. What are you going to do, Donnie? I wish he would be with a black man or a black woman, just to make your bottom itch with that pissy depends and poop in there, and you get several diaper rashes. That would make me happy, Donnie. You're the scum. So, Donald Trump says the museums throughout Washington, but all over the country, are essentially the last remaining segment. I can tell when he's using chat GPT. The last remaining segment of woke. The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how terrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness. He's not bright. Nothing about the future. They're not going to allow this to happen. And I have instructed my attorneys to go through the museums and start to exact same process that has been done with our colleges and universities where tremendous progress has been made. This country cannot be woke because woke is broke. We have the hottest country in the world, and we want people to talk about it, including our museums. Well, you know what they're talking about our country saying, Danny? We have a dumb ASS in the White House sitting behind the resident desk. That's what they're talking about. And actually, those world leaders that came here, they talked about you, Donnie. You said so much stupid stuff. Why having a meeting with them? You shamed the American people. The Italian president, she rolled her eyes up. She was sick of you. She was sitting beside you, had to smell your body odor in your breath. Sick of you. So Aaron, he breaks down the Trump-Epstein relationship, y'all. Hold on.
Trump had a long relationship with Epstein, who had bought property near
Hit the
Mar-a-Lago,
like button, please.
socializing with Trump, engaging in activities, and both men then referring to Epstein's sexual controversies. The two men partied together. They appeared in public and before cameras. This is footage from a Mar-a-Lago event in 1992. Epstein went to Trump's
Donald's
wedding
mouth
in
look like he does a
1993.
lot with it.
And while Trump famously likes his own jet with Trump branding, he found the time and reasons to fly on Epstein's private jet at least 7 times, per the New York Times. Trump photographed with both Epstein and Maxwell in 2000, again at Mar-a-Lago. And the Journal reported about how Trump drew those body sexual references in a birthday card for Epstein, citing, quote, wonderful secrets.
Trump been ugly all
Trump
his
denies
life.
this and is suing the Journal over it. He now claims his Epstein friendship was shorter than reported, that they clashed over an employee Epstein had poached from Mar-a-Lago, while other accounts say Epstein was a Mar-a-Lago member until 2007, over a year after that original indictment we showed you. Trump breaking the vow to release more Epstein files, but he's also in them, according to recent Journal reporting. And as for Epstein, he was secretive about any time that the two men might have spent with minors when pressed under oath.
You ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Legally, these social links alone are not evidence of a crime. They are evidence of a conflict of interest, the kind of link that requires a judge or prosecutor to recuse from a case. As a civilian, Trump had a long relationship with Epstein, who had bought
Hit the
property
like
in
button,
Mar-a-Lago,
everybody. Thank
socializing
you.
with Trump, engaging in activities, and both men then referring to Epstein's sexual controversies. The two men partied together. They appeared in public and before cameras. This is footage from a...
The more he denies Epstein, the more we're going to talk about it. Donnie, you would never escape this. You would never be able to escape what you have said about black people. You would never be able to escape what you and Abbott is doing to a black woman. Representative Nicole Collier. Y'all have her held hostage. We're not in slavery. Why don't you and Abbott go crawl in the bed and play footsie? Because Abbott, you know you ain't getting no goodies from a woman. Nobody want to be bothered with you. The wheelchair thug. Hot Wheels. You both old and crusty. You the scum of the earth. Go play footsie, Donnie. But please change your diaper before you go to bed, okay? Wipe good. Put that diaper rash cream on, little boy.
Is without question, reservation, hesitation, or equivocation that I remind everyone that we have a history in this country of expecting black men to be subservient. I am not subservient. I will not kneel. I don't kiss rings.
Amen.
Or any part of anybody's anatomy. We have allowed ourselves to have the plutocrats dictate the policies for the state of Texas. The plutocrats, government of the rich, by the rich, for the rich. The plutocrats, they're the people who are dictating. We are pawns on a political chessboard. That's what we've become. They have literally used the influence of the almighty dollar to cause what's happening today. And we've got to get money out of politics, because if we don't, there will be no politics for the average person. Baker versus Carr will mean nothing. That's one man, one vote, for those who may not know. It would mean nothing. The president assembled some of the richest people in the world, and they are telling us what to do. You and I should be on the same page, Mr. Spiller. We should be working together against those people in Washington, D.C., who are trying to tell us here in Texas how to run our business. Texans are strong. Texans don't allow themselves to be dictated to. And that's what we have in the White House now. An authoritarian who defies court orders, who recognizes due process of the law, who will allow your daughters to be picked up by men with masks and take it away. This is not the America we've wanted to have.
King Vic, I remember
This is
that.
not the government of, by, and for the people that we've fought for. And if we are not very careful, we're going to let it slide too far. And it's going to be difficult to bring it back. We are normalizing hate entry in this country. It is without question, reservation, hesitation.
Donald Trump lives in the lane of hate. Because he's such a miserable man, so jealous of President Barack Obama, he's mad he doesn't have the Nobel Prize. Don, you're not a prize. You're ugly, you're fat, you're funky. You're not a prize. You don't even have what it takes to get the Nobel Prize. You're trying to force them to give it to you, bully them, and they're not giving it to you. You're just not deserving of it. You low IQ, bad genes, bad body odor, bad body built. Should I go further, Donnie? See, money can't help that part of you, but you can get your butt in there and take a bath. First, take a shower, then go sit in the bathtub with some bleach, Clorox, and put some Ajax antibacterial soap in that water, because they use it for washing hands and wash dishes both. You need some serious cleaning on that body. Because every time you're at that podium and the other, your cabinet standing up there with you, from Pam Bondi to Cash Patel, and what's that attorney name, the one that was drunk just the other day on the news, they look they're going to vomit smelling you. So let a black woman teach you how to wash your body, because we had to teach your race how to take a bath, how to shower. Y'all didn't know how to because you're from the Caucasus Mountains. That's okay. But Donnie, you too much of a grown man with all this money to be funky. Take a douche back there if you have to. You better do something. You know, the gay men take douches. You better do it too. Because they said you smell bad, real bad. So Donald Trump, the village idiot. And this says rooms go silent after scary Trump slip up. So let's see what it's about, y'all. Let's see.
There is nobody in mainstream media. There is not enough people. And frankly, any media, anywhere, there is not enough people, period. Talking about Donald Trump's clear, obvious mental decline. It is stunning. And what we saw this week, when Donald Trump met with Putin in Alaska, when Donald Trump met with European leaders. Remember the master negotiator who's supposed to end the war within 24 hours. It's been like 209 days, but close enough. The master negotiator has no idea what's going on around him. And it combines with the idea that he's just generally an idiot.
The village idiot of America.
I want to get into this. Before we do, though, I want to play a clip from Lawrence O'Donnell because he puts it so well. Take a listen.
Well, if Donald Trump gets dementia, how will we know? Donald Trump's mental decline, which is more and more obvious, started from such a low level of mental processing power that it's hard to track his decline. It's from low to lower.
And this is genuinely a good point. Like, it may seem, some people may see it at least as kind of like a got you, or like, oh, you're saying he's that stupid, but like genuinely, yes.
Subscribe to Adam Mockler on YouTube.
Going to show you from this week where I don't
Fair
know
use, great
if what we're
research.
witnessing is because Donald Trump is dumb or he's mentally declining, or both. And I want you to let me know. Now, quickly. Once again, before we get into it, let me take you back to something I guarantee you don't remember. Because I also like to replay clips, because in this, 24-hour news cycle, that's absolutely brutal. Donald Trump does things like this all the time, and then people completely forget about it, right? This is from January, okay? I guarantee you don't remember this. And it was all over the news. I didn't remember it until I saw it, of him clearly cognitively declining. Take a listen.
Hello, Queen. Aloha, Kitty. Hi, beautiful.
Nikki Haley, did you know they destroyed all of the information, all of the evidence, everything, deleted and destroyed all of it?
He lies so much. Oh.
Because of lots of things. Like Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people, soldiers, National Guard, whatever.
She had nothing to do with that.
They turned it down.
I know you remember that. He confused Nancy Pelosi with Nikki Haley 4 times. And in your head, if I had to guess, right now you're like, oh my God, I do remember that, but I forgot that happened. Yeah, and it's insane because if Joe Biden ever, if a Democrat ever did this, we'd still be hearing about it right now. We'd be talking about it on this channel. We'd be talking about how some Republicans sent out some posts talking about what Joe Biden or some Democrat said in January. Donald Trump did this, and 2 days later, everybody forgot. And I don't want people to forget. And so I get into the first clip from this week where he's meeting.
Oh, it was so
European
embarrassing.
leaders and Zelensky at the White House. This is after he goes to Alaska. And all the leaders around the world seemingly kind of scramble.
Look how Donald Trump hold his mouth. You can that mouth has put in a lot of work.
We're talking about it. Some experts as well saying something went awry in Alaska. You don't normally see.
Not just that microphone he was pretending on.
NATO quickly
he rocked the mic, right?
2 days to all come to D.C. and meet. And so Donald Trump is sitting there, and somebody asked him a question about mail-in voting, and he says this.
We're going to stop mail-in ballots because it's corrupt. You know, when you go to a voting booth and you do it the right way, and you go to a state that runs it properly, you go in. They even ask me. They asked me for my license plate, for identify. I said
he does mail-in voting. He's a compulsive liar.
I was very impressed, actually, but it's very hard to cheat.
Yes, he's a deviant.
Who's watching this video on Adam Mockler's channel who has ever been asked to give a license plate number when they vote. By the way,
they have never asked me for my license plate.
Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. If you enjoy this video, make sure you click subscribe, click like down below. It goes such a long way trying to build something big here to punch back against MAGA media. Moving into 2026, 2028, uplift Gen Z voices. If you want to be part of this growing community, all you have to do is hit subscribe. And if you want to see some of my content, the link to my YouTube channel is in the description down below. I love you guys. But back to this. Nobody here has ever been asked for their license plate when they vote. Is it because he literally doesn't know? Is he lying and knows he's
It's
lying?
not that he doesn't know. Donald Trump is a compulsive liar. Yes, he's dumb. The thing is, Donald Trump will lie about anything and everything. He's a compulsive liar. He lies every time he moves those thin paper lips. He's lying. He doesn't even know how to tell the truth. He got it from his mammy and his pa. He just can't help himself. He is his ancestors, you know. And listen to this. This right here, if I could be his mother for 5 minutes, I would take a belt to that bottom real good. Because this right here, what Donald Trump is saying, he hates black people. He hates us. And that is what is happening in Texas. It's so racist to hold a black woman hostage. Donald Trump hates black people. Let me read you what it says first. He said, back in the good old days, they were handled very, very rough. And this is black people he's talking about. Well, in these days, we will handle you rough. You put your hand on me, I'm going to handle you in these days. Hold on. And somebody commented in my thing, it's not about race. Well, tell me, why is that his comments? If it's not about race, you can leave my chat too with your BS, because it's all about race. You voted for Trump, you're a racist too. Because you knew exactly who this monster was. You knew exactly what he said when he made those comments during a rally. Don't come in here and tell me that it's raining and you're pissing on my leg. I don't wear Depends nor a diaper. So the old fool Trump would never see heaven. He continues to be evil towards black and brown people. Trump's latest meltdown.
It turns out we are not the only ones thinking about the tail end of Trump's presidency and beyond. Ankles McTaco Tits is thinking about the exact same thing. Kylie, pop up this headline. The Lincoln Project retweets from Fox News, and the quote is from Kankles, and he says, "I want to try and get to heaven. If I can get to heaven, this will be one of the reasons." And the Lincoln Project says, lots to unpack here, but mostly his health can't be right if this is top of mind for him. And I completely agree with
He's
this.
not going to
I think
ever
about
see
this all the
heaven.
time. I know you
Look
guys
it
think
up.
about this all the
Reprobated
time.
minds? No.
You know, when you're in the middle of trauma, when you're in the middle of a lot of problems, you think, when is this going to end? And it makes me think about the Ride in the Beast and the closed door meeting in Alaska.
Subscribe to I Have Had It.
And he comes out of that meeting talking about the end of his
Fair
life.
use and great research.
Bedside confession. I mean, this is wild, you guys. It is absolutely wild. But what is even crazier about all of this is always when it goes through the Fox News filter. And I want to remind you guys, Jesse Waters has spent the majority of his career talking about masculinity, talking about how real men don't sip out of straws, talking about real men don't eat milkshakes. Real men don't eat ice cream, and that Trump is so alpha, and he's such a big boy, and he is such a man, and he is a man's man. So I was shocked as shit to see Jesse Waters' take on this. Kylie, play the clip.
The resolution of this war. Well, it's really all about getting into heaven. And I think he's kidding, but he's also partially serious, and that's why we love him, because he has this childlike spirit.
This man right here is beta.
School of thought.
He's a beta.
If you just do good things, there's a chance. And it's like the guy likes cheeseburgers and candy and nicknames, and that's kind of why we relate to him, because he's so relatable and revels in these childlike moments.
I guess he wears a diaper too.
Understand wanting to do good, so we walk into those pearly gates. Now, I think he knows he's been a bad boy.
Oh, he's been a bad boy. He's a horrible man.
He's been a bad boy. He's not the baddest boy. He's not Diddy.
He's worse than Diddy.
And he knows the things, and we don't even know all the things he's done, but he knows. And after Butler, he believes he was saved, that God saved his life, and that he is now on a mission from God to put America first.
God wouldn't say what he said about black people.
Great. I don't care.
Okay,
God is not a monster like
wild
Trump.
To me. He's talking about, we love Trump, so this is in the cult, because now he's like a child. And before it was, he is such a man.
And they claim he was
Jesse
alpha,
Waters
but
saying
he's
that Trump
beta.
is so relatable to the everyday man while he's sitting in an abomination that would humiliate and make Liberace blush with all of the gold guilt. I want to be Marie Antoinette and just completely exploit the poor while I live really rich. That is such a bizarre take. But further in that, is he priming the public for a drop in the Jeffrey Epstein? He's done a lot of bad stuff, not quite Diddy stuff, but he's done some bad stuff, and we don't even know all the bad stuff he's done. Did they know? Did they know what's coming? Because you might remember it was the Wall Street Journal that published the birthday card, and that is owned by Rupert Murdoch, who owns Fox News. And so I always wonder, behind the scenes of the optics of this reality television produced presidency, Murdoch knows, Musk knows, jdvance knows, Peter Thiel know. They all know that Donald Trump clearly has dementia, is around 90 years old. He's got these cankles. He probably has, major heart problems because the blood can't get up to the heart. And they know that they have to start thinking beyond this presidency. And so are they
JD would be happily to kick Donald Trump out the White House.
Crazy.
Then we get rid of JD Vance.
Caroline KKK Levitt joining in on Trump's newfound quest to get into heaven.
To get to heaven, was he joking, or is there spiritual motivation behind his peace deals here?
I think the president was serious. I think the president
He's not going to heaven. He's going to hell.
Okay, I can't even. This is so insane that
Donnie's not going to heaven, y'all. It ain't happening. God don't hear a reprobated mind.
That we are allegedly a secular nation, separation of church and state. And now we're talking about Trump trying to be a big boy and a good boy because he had been a bad boy. And now he's trying to get into heaven.
Let me know if y'all can hear because I had to plug in my charger.
And I want to remind everybody what's so insidious about all of this.
Queen Victoria's one. Can y'all hear?
Trump met with Vladimir Putin. The following things have happened. Vladimir Putin attached American flags to the advancing tanks of Russia into Ukraine. Donald Trump verbatim has echoed Putin's talking points. And
thank you
Russia,
all. Thank you, beautiful
all,
kings and
continues
queens.
to bomb more and more and more, which shows he doesn't respect Trump. He doesn't respect the word of the United States of America. We had to have the world leaders come over to try to talk grandpa out of driving anymore. And this is so completely unhinged that all of these incredibly dangerous things that are happening in geopolitics right now. And the propaganda channel, because they have such an uber religious base, they are talking nonstop about Trump being a good boy and a big boy and trying to get into heaven. It's regressive. It's insanity. And I guess that to watch Fox News and to work for Fox News, you have to wake up every single day and say, I'm going to be dumb today, because it's willful stupidity.
Willful stupidity. She's not lying. Willful stupidity. MAGA is willful stupidity. They voted in a 34 count felon and a man that has 26 SA cases that was against him. Convicted of some of them. We will never forget Katie Johnson, the one him and Epstein has been alleged to have taken advantage of. I showed y'all that case and the members, the complete cases and the membership. So this is some beautiful good news because Kesha Bottoms, she was the mayor here. She had a 2-term of being a mayor here in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, she's running for governor. Let's take a listen.
Growing up, we didn't need an alarm clock. We had grandmama. 6:38 a.m. Weatherman says sunny, but my leg is hurting. Take an umbrella. I'm Kesha Lance Bottoms, and grandmama's wake-up calls were a reminder that she was looking out for us. Only when she passed did I find out that she called everybody, every morning. My aunts, my uncles, even my cousins. With grandmama, we knew someone had our back. But these days, most Georgians are right to wonder who's looking out for us. Donald Trump is a disaster for our economy and our country. From his failure to address rising prices to giving an unelected billionaire the power to cut Medicare and Social Security, it's one terrible thing after another. And while I laugh when Donald Trump spent part of his first day in office firing me from a job I didn't even have, for thousands of hardworking Georgians who've lost their livelihoods, Donald Trump is no laughing matter. Well, my grandmama taught me no matter how hard they swing, you never stay down. You fight back. That's why I'm running for governor. Because Georgia families deserve far better.
She is beautiful, always has been.
And Republicans are giving us. Georgia is one of the only states in America that still refuses to expand Medicaid, costing nearly 300,000 Georgians health care coverage and forcing 9 rural hospitals to close. That's crazy, and it's got to stop. That's why as governor, I'll make expanding Medicaid my top priority. And we should be doing more to protect those who protect us. As mayor, I gave police officers and firefighters an historic pay raise. And as governor, I'll work to eliminate state income taxes for teachers. I'll focus on helping small businesses thrive across Georgia. Crack down on corporate landlords who are buying up property that drives up rent and housing costs. And let's invest in our children's future, giving them better pathways to college or career training. My grandmama taught us to always stand up to bullies and to always look out for each other. And that's the kind of governor I'll be for Georgia. I'm Kesha Lance Bottoms, and I hope you'll join our campaign.
I'm so proud of her because when she was mayor here in Atlanta, she did amazing things. Right now, Andre Dickens, he's doing an amazing job. She has my vote. She does. And I can't wait till she's in there. I can't wait. So, release Nicole Collier and release the Epstein files.
I have some major news right now. Nicole Collier, the Texas Democrat, currently locked in the Texas State Capitol, slept there for a second night in a row, nearing 48 hours of nonstop being on the Texas
Hit
House
the like
floor.
button,
Why?
please.
Because Texas
Fair
Republicans
use.
want her to
Great
sign a permission
research.
slip to consent to 24-hour monitoring by Texas state law enforcement, and she is saying no. Instead, she actually sued. She sued, saying that she is being illegally detained by Texas Republicans by being forced to sign this permission slip, which would essentially require a police escort of Collier and her fellow Texas Democrats. She has now spent 36 hours on the Texas House floor, slept there for 2 nights. She has received a phone call from former Vice President Kamala Harris showing her support, and it looks like it's not going away. The Texas State Capitol will be back in session. The Texas House will be back in session today, likely to vote on the gerrymandered maps. And so we'll see what happens next. But Representative Collier continues to defy Texas Republicans. Spread the word so more people know. Do a full breakdown on my Substack link to
I admire Nicole Collier. That is bravery at its best. And Donald Trump, you don't even have bravery. What you have is thieving, being a thieving person, because it comes from your ancestors and your daddy. You don't come from good genes, Donnie. Stop lying. You come from a bootlegging family. You did all your ancestors did all kind of bad stuff to get money, and that's why you're the way that you are. VP Kamala Harris come from good genes. Both parents, doctors. Her father was a professor. And what was your father? A person that hated black people, that wouldn't rent to them, and they had the credit and the money. Great jobs. That's what you come from, you scumbag. Every black person you laid up with in your younger days, and I don't see how they did it, because you've been ugly all your life. I don't see how they did it. I could have never laid up with you, Donnie. You couldn't have paid me to do it. You're gross, disgusting. You owe those black women reparations. Any woman laid up with Donald J. Trump, even Melania, you owe them reparations. Bussy boy, go take a dish. Be a good boy, go dish. You smell. That bussy been torn up, and that's why you can't hold it. Dookie boy. So, I was going to say something that I wrote, but I'm just going to play the video because it's not nice. It's really mean.
State of Oklahoma is now going to require new teachers to prove that they're loyal to Donald Trump before hiring them. Yeah, this is how crazy these MAGA lunatics are in the state of Oklahoma. Teachers from California and New York who want to work in Oklahoma public schools will be required to pass a certification test to prove that they share the state's conservative political values. Regardless of the subject or grade they teach, they'll have to show they know the biological differences between male and females, and that they agree with the state's American history standards, which includes elements of a conspiracy theory that the 2020 election wasn't fair. They say that New York and California are teaching things that are, quote, antithetical to our standards. So I guess the standards in Oklahoma is conspiracy theory. And as has been pointed out correctly, Oklahoma currently ranks 50th last in education among U.S. states, 49th in ACT, 45th in SAT scores, 48th in reading, 44th in math,
red state, of course,
in dropout rates, and more. So maybe Oklahoma should be focused on trying to make their education system better and actually help kids to read and do basic math instead of doing these dumb political litmus tests. The state of Oklahoma is now going to require new teachers to prove that they're loyal to Donald Trump before hiring them. Yeah, this is how crazy these MAGA lunatics are in the state of Oklahoma. Teachers from California and New York.
So they're trying to force the teachers to be loyal to Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you're not a king. He got to go, y'all. I don't care what happened to this man. He could die. I'm going to laugh. I don't care what happened to Donald Trump. He don't care about black people. He don't care about brown people. I don't care about you, Donald Trump. You can fall right now and bust your head on the pavement. I'm going to laugh. I mean it. You hate me. I hate you. I stand in that. Proud. Black and proud. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud.
Trump can sign whatever the hell executive orders he wants to sign and make a show out of whatever he wants, but he can't change the Constitution with an executive order. And the Constitution gives the authority to set our election rules to the states. Let me remind you that it was just about 5 years ago that a bipartisan majority in the House and in the Senate passed mail-in voting. And during that time, millions of people have voted by mail. And we have had free and fair, safe and secure elections. Donald Trump has won some of those elections. He has lost some of those elections. Democrats have won some. Republicans have won some. For him to try and put more misinformation out there, to stoke more division and fear amongst people who want to exercise
That's who he is. He's rotten to the core.
right to pick the leaders in their communities and in their commonwealth, that is just cynical and wrong. And Donald Trump can sign whatever executive order he wants. It will have absolutely no bearing on our elections here in Pennsylvania. And we will once again have free and fair, safe.
And he didn't win Pennsylvania. Elon Musk did something so he could get Pennsylvania. Because a lot of people from Pennsylvania, they was calling to check their votes. It was said they didn't vote. That happened here in Georgia. People I know, because I was working with the elections. Their vote was stolen from them. They voted for VP kamalaharris. Pennsylvania wouldn't have went to Donald Trump. They don't like him. They despise that maggot. Donald Trump, Putin knows you are a dummy, Donnie. Donnie boy, so he told you, you old fool, you old fort, he told you that the ballots, mail-in ballots, were illegal. Why his country used mail-in ballots. Okay. So Putin told, this is what Donnie said, Putin told me no country allows mail-in ballots. Well, I'm going to show you all the countries that do mail-in ballots. And Russia is on the list. I'm going to show you and I'm going to read it to you. He put it in your face. He pretty much whipped this thing out and stuck it in your mouth and said, suck it, fool. These are all the countries that use mail-in ballots. Okay. Austria, Canada, Germany, Iceland. This other one I cannot pronounce. Liechtenstein, something. Luxembourg, Poland, Russia, Donnie, South Korea, Switzerland. It's a whole list. United States, United Kingdom, Czech Republic, Denmark, Belgium, Finland, France, Greece, Hungary, Indonesia, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Japan, Mexico. I love Mexico. New Zealand, Norway, Spain, Sweden, Sri Lanka, Estonia, Malta. Great Spanish people there. And the Netherlands, and the list could go on and on. He played you, Donnie. See, Putin knows you're not bright. Putin knows that you're low IQ. He knows that he can flatter you with anything, and you're going to believe it. You were so flattered by Putin, you wanted to get on them knees with their knee pads, didn't you? We watched you like a little schoolgirl, her high school crush, clapping when he got off his plane. You was excited. That little mushroom in your pants, the head got wet from looking at Putin. You sick MFer. Donnie is a sick boy.
For Trump means your groceries will be cheaper.
He lied.
3 years
ears of corn that just seemed twice as much as I've ever seen corn for anywhere.
My budget has become double for food shopping.
Parmesan cheese. It was $12.99 and now it's $16.99.
Especially the beef. Really? The beef. Yeah. Everything is going up, but the beef is going up tremendously.
And the tariffs are paid by the consumer. Okay?
We're paying it.
The companies pay it, but then they pass on the costs.
I don't think it's going to get any better soon.
Oh, yes. It's gotten ridiculous right there. It's kind of depressing to go in the Walmart. You used to go with $100 right there and come out with bags of groceries. Now you go with a couple of bags in your hand.
But prices will come down. You just watch.
And MAGA bought it. They believed the lie. They fell in love with the lie. They told the lie, you're beautiful. Like he said, those beautiful tariffs. Well, honey, MAGA believed and called the terrorists beautiful too. They're foolish people. They're the village idiots. One moment, please. Before Trump tries to erase the history, let me refresh your minds, okay?
That Barack, he was just a lawyer.
He was just a nice young man.
He was a nice young man, and he was at our house for Thanksgiving early on in their relationship, early on. And I was playing the big brother, so I was like, come here, man, let me talk to you, bruh. So what do you think? What do you think you're gonna do with this? Plans with my sister. Well, plans. You know, you're gonna stick with law. He said, well, I think I might go into politics. I said, you want to be like a mayor or an alderman or something? He was like, no, I was thinking.
He was thinking big.
Run for Congress, senator maybe, and then maybe even run for president. And I was like, shh, man, you don't want to talk like that with my aunt. Gracie heard you. She think you crazy. So don't tell
your old folks will think you crazy if you dream too big.
And I'm in Orlando when he gave the big speech.
Oh, that's a handsome man. Trump, you wish you looked like that, Donnie boy.
Saying he could eventually run for president of the United States. It's still when I think about that, it never really hit me until we were on our way to the inauguration, but
the election
night.
Donald Trump is going to try to remove this history.
I couldn't believe it because we're sitting in the kitchen at their house waiting for the
next
results.
they'll say Beyonce was a white woman.
Dinner, so it figures about 7
Marilyn Monroe was actually a Mexican that cosplayed a white woman and they fell for it.
Sits at the table and we're all talking. And he says, well, looks like we won. Tom said it just like that. You remember that? The way he said it was so cool. It was like...
That's a handsome man.
Yeah. Through all
Michelle did good.
My sister's been the same person, really. People just got to know how smart, how accomplished, how thoughtful, how generous she is. And it's been great.
Glad we're getting this on tape.
It's been great to watch. It's a proud moment for you.
But I'm showing you guys this because Donald Trump wants to erase all of Black history. Why don't you erase yourself, Donnie? Because Black history hasn't done anything to you, nor has any Black person. You're mad with Black men that are more educated than you. You're mad at Black men that's smarter than you. You're mad with Black men that look better than you, Donnie. But you've been ugly all your life. You can't blame them. Blame your mama. She was ugly and your daddy was ugly too. But see, I come from good genes. Both of my parents, chocolate beautiful Black people. And that's why I came out beautiful. And this is a handsome white man right here. Government Newsom, soon going to be our president. JD would not be in there. If something happened to Donnie, JD is cursed. He would not be in there.
Up, America, wake up. You will not have a country if he rigs an election. You will have a president who will be running for a third term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat. From one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. The rules do not apply.
Thank you, Queen Victorious
the most
one.
corrupt president in history. He doesn't believe in free enterprise, crony capitalism.
He is wrecking the country, wrecking the economy. He's a lawless president.
Yes, he is,
up,
Queen.
America. Wake up to
He
what's
is
going
fine.
on. Wake up, America. Wake up.
We better wake up. I'm woke. And let me tell you something. Woke doesn't mean anything bad. What the MAGA Republicans have done, they took the word woke that black people use. It was never meant for bad. But you can't help yourself, Donnie. You and your MAGA Republicans just gotta make up all kind of stuff. You lie. They all lie. The Attorney General, the FBI that he has picked, Cash Patel, just liars. And they covering for a pedo. Now I love this woman right here. One moment.
Anywhere be concerned with what's going on in Texas. I'm going to tell you why. My grandmother says this: if you allow yourself to be a rug, people will step on you. No one was paying attention to North Carolina in 2024.
Hit the like button, please.
There were 7 Republican congresspeople. There were 7 Democratic congresspeople. Guess what? The Republicans rigged the game in North Carolina, and they took 3 seats. Congress has a 3 Republican majority. Ding, 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 ding. So we weren't paying attention to what was going on in North Carolina. And look what we have. We got that big, ugly, terrible bill shoved down our throats. So guess what? I was paying attention. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Texas will not be North Carolina.
Amen.
2022 court, North Carolina Supreme Court in 2022, 4 Democrats, 3 Republicans, ruled that extreme partisan gerrymandering violates the state constitution. Maps
it does.
Sent 7 Democrats, 7 Republicans to the U.S. Congress.
We're not going to watch the whole video, but the gerrymandering in Texas is part of being a racist. Everybody that is a part of it are MAGA Republicans, and they are all white people. Not a spot. Not a brown spot, not a black spot. All white people. That tells me a lot. It's racist. And Donald Trump doesn't want any black people to hold any high positions. He think we supposed to be out there in no fields. I hate the thank you, stanky piss pot. It ain't happening. Not on my watch, because I'm going to keep my foot across your fat, bussy neck, Donald Trump. The devil, the Antichrist, Trump, gets an ideal to try to stop the election. Listen carefully.
What did he just say?
So you say
listen to Bussy Boy.
You can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5
He need to take a
years
douche.
from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, that's good. I wonder what the fake. You like this idea?
He may be laughing and joking about it, but Zelensky just put a seed in his head. He's already tested the waters many, many times. We cannot put it past him to do something this absurd, terrifying. This is real life. It is not a freaking movie, you guys. That's a president flirting with authoritarian power. That democracy could be paused by him. We've always been told it can't happen here, but so many things have slowly been normalized.
Yes.
Pay close attention.
Pay attention, America.
You have to be ready to fight for your rights. Your right to choose, your right to vote, and your right to be heard. Because without that, freedom doesn't exist.
She's right.
What did he just say?
That monster thinks that he's going to stay in there and be king. That's why he's putting up this ballroom and everything. He thinks he's never going to leave. I don't care how he go. I don't care what anybody does to him. He got to go. By any means necessary. I don't care how he go. But he got to go. He can't stay. Take him, Lord.
Hey, this is Gene and
Nicole.
We're here on the House floor. Nicole today, after we came back to fight these racist, gerrymandered maps in the courts and to make the legal argument, what do?
They
exercise control, and they tell us that we can't leave unless we do exactly what they say.
And so I think Nicole simply has had enough, and she's not going to take it. And I think her way,
just like the American people.
Yeah.
We had enough. We have had enough
All of our rights
of the MAGA Republicans. We have had enough of the fat dude sitting behind the president's desk, Donald Trump.
Did you like plan this out or anything?
No, in fact, I had no idea this was going to happen. When I heard the order, I was like, hell no. Why should we bow down to what they want? I'm taking a stand. My constituents sent a fighter to Austin, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to resist the best way I can, and that is by standing my ground.
Yeah. So everybody out there, if you're watching, you find every way that you can resist. Whoever you are, whatever you do.
I have never heard of this in my life. You're trying to make somebody vote the way you want them to vote. Abbott, suck one. Because you can't do nothing else. You're in a wheelchair, baby. Baby, you all that is down. It's down from waist down, dead. And most of you white men, speaking in general, because there's some good ones out there. Look at Newsom. Lord have mercy. You like to get played with in the back door because you can't work the front. You need to take a dish, Dunny. I think that's your problem, too. We're going to rewind it a little bit, just a little bit. Go back to some of the beginning of what we was listening to. Look at how they treat this black woman. It pisses me off to the core. I would F somebody up they try this with me. I ain't letting nobody tell me I can't leave somewhere. And you're not going to force me to sign anything. She has not committed a crime. Release Nicole Collier and the Epstein files. Everything you doing upon her, you have cursed thee yourself tenfold. And a lot of time curses will skip you and go to your children. So be careful what you do to a black woman.
And all of our Democratic elected officials.
Sorry, I have to leave. They said it's a felony for me to do this. Apparently, I can't be on the floor or in the bathroom. Well, you told me I was only allowed to be here in the bathroom.
I wouldn't pay them no attention. I will keep doing what I'm going to do. And if he put his hands on me, I would have sucker punched him.
That is outrageous.
He would have hit the floor. I would have ripped his ping off and gave it to him.
Trump in the Oval Office. There you go.
Made him suck it.
What they're trying to do right there is silence an American leader, silence a black woman. And that is outrageous. And I hope everybody took note of that. The fact that she can't even...
The white mediocre male is bullying a black woman.
And this is what we're fighting for.
The mediocre white men are bullying a black woman.
Them trying to shut her down and say it's illegal for her to be in the bathroom and on this call. This is the lengths that they're going to in Texas to try to bring about a system so unjust and so unjustifiable that they are going to try to silence those leaders from being heard and speaking out.
And all of our Democratic elected officials.
Sorry, I have to leave.
Woo! You know, she a little nicer than me. I'm going to give y'all, because I gave them, some of the people that been on here with me for a while, I told them about this. When I was 19, about to turn 20, I worked at Adidas. And the head man there had a crush on me. Yeah, he liked me. He liked looking at beautiful black women. But anyway, one of the lead, what they call supervisors, white guy from Russia, had it in him that he was going to F around, and he found out. Because I don't play that. I do what you do to black people, and I'm going to brag about it. Because I got to walk out there and nothing happened to me. Yes, me, a little black woman, 5'2". At that time, I was 118 pounds. This white man from Russia, he thought he was going to bully me. No, I don't play that. I'm a fighter. Yeah. I may be pretty, but don't F with me. And I may not get you right then and there, but I'm going to get you. But I got him right then and there. I embarrassed him in front of all those white men. All the black people in the warehouse. He had the nerve to keep bothering about my friend Beth, a beautiful white woman with a body like mine. Me and her was real close. Well, she didn't come to work that day. She actually left because she found her a good sugar daddy that took care of her. She was young like me. So he was like, where's Beth? I wouldn't tell this white, mediocre man where Beth was. So I was putting the shoes on the lifter to go down. And he pushed the gate and it hit my arm. He tried to lie about it. What did Lillie do? I took my nice, pretty black hand and put my whole body weight into it, because that's what you got to do when you're going to hit somebody. I put my entire body weight to it, and I smacked that man till he fell into the racks of shoes. I did it, and I do it again. That's why I could not be Nicole Collier. I know she's trying to be professional, but I would have wore that man out in that bathroom. My heel would have ate that eye up. I would have took his thing and ripped it off and put it in his mouth. That's what I would have done. See, white men want to tell black women, you get back in your place, ninja. It's the other word, though. You know what I'm saying. They want to tell black women, shut up. You're nothing. That's what the white man, Donald Trump, and his goonies, and Abbott, the wheelchair thug, is telling that black woman. Get your ass back in your place, ninja. But you know what word I mean, y'all. But that day, that Russian white, mediocre white man thought he was going to put me in my place. I put him in his place. I hit him so hard in his face that he was red all over and fell into the shoes. F around and found out. He effed around and found out that a little bitty woman, 118 pounds, mollywopped him. He was older than me, a couple years, not much. But he thought, because I was a black woman, he was going to bully me because I was small. But I had a nice round. I was small, but I had a nice round. I showed that mediocre white man, don't you ever think you're going to do harm to me. So, I didn't get fired. I continued to work there. The white people that they called me to the office, they were so surprised. They thought I was going to shed a tear. I didn't shed a tear. I told them I wasn't scared and I wasn't going nowhere. And I still worked there. Yes, I did. And I'm going to brag about it. Because a black woman is powerful. And you mess around, F around and find out if you want to. See, she's being very professional. I wouldn't be professional. At that point, I wouldn't give a F about that. Because they don't give a F about her. Those mediocre white men that are bullying her. Because white men think they can bully black women and put them in their place. And some of y'all go as far to talk nasty to us like we want to lay up with you. I experienced that working at that Adidas then too. I experienced that, yeah. But I would put you in your place every time you try me. They would stay away from me. They thought I was crazy. That's that woman that smacked the white guy. Yeah, that was me. And I still worked there. And when I decided to leave, I transferred my 401k, and I left. But I didn't get fired. I didn't leave until probably a year or so later. See, every black woman not going to be nice like Nicole is. And every black woman ain't going to let you talk to them crazy and tell them you're going to put a felony on them when all she was doing was in the bathroom. She was in the fucking bathroom. You can't tell me when I'm going to go to the bathroom. I've worked jobs and I ain't let them tell me when I'm going to go to the bathroom. No. You cannot tell me I can't go to the bathroom. And you would not hold me hostage. She committed not one crime. Donald Trump is the criminal that's giving these people these sick, pathetic orders. That's the little dick syndrome that runs deep in your blood, mediocre white men. And because you hiding in that closet and don't want to be open with your sexuality to tell your wife, I suck. You abuse other people because you're miserable in your own skin. Y'all better not lay a hand on Nicole Collier. Not one hand on her. Don't even breathe over her. Stay away from her. because I know how you operate. Next, you'll try to RAPE her because that's what you do. You are your ancestors. Your ancestors were white men that raped black women. One moment, you guys.
It's about racism. And if you can't hear it from them, then hear it from me. As a white woman and a daughter of a man of privilege and power, he knew that his strength was to bring people that didn't look like him to the table of government. And so 50 years later, after Barbara Jordan, aided by white people to have a voice, the first woman of color elected to the South, a woman who sat in the impeachment of Nixon, a woman who said that finally, after amendment, debate, and vote, I am finally part of we the people. To stand here as a 50-year-old woman and know that we now go back in time. So let's talk about cowardice and cheats. Because if you knew you could win this next election, you wouldn't be taking this effort to try to steal 5 seats from elected officials that members of color elected to represent them in Washington, D.C. You wouldn't be doing everything you can to take this coalition of diversity and stand up at the mic and say, why are we doing this? Because we can. And you shield your racism with your party, with ignorance and arrogance, to come up here and say, to be honest with you, I haven't read the bill from the other side.
That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. She didn't even read all of it.
Because you think that people will give you grace on ignorance and arrogance around party, because you can't admit that the root of all of this is about racism and power. A power grab. A pure power grab. And so I'm going to ask, don't shake your head. Because I'm going to give you a moment to prove what you mean behind that. Because when Donald Trump called Georgia Republicans and said, hey boys, I need
trying to steal the 2020 election, Donald Trump was.
Credit, they said, no, sir. We already know what Governor Abbott said. In a few minutes, we're going to find out what y'all say. This is about racism. And if you can't hear...
It's about racism. Own it. And why white people? Not all, because we got some beautiful ones in the chat, and that's a beautiful queen that was just speaking. Why, when we say that you're racist, when your actions are racist, you get pissy mad? Go take a dish with Donald Trump. Own it. You're racist. And black people can't be racist, baby. So anytime you put that in my chat, you're a fool. You're the village idiot. Now, black people can be prejudiced, just as you are. But we can't be racist. No. But you are. One moment, please. Let me take a sip of water, and we will continue this live.
Big major reactions rolling in today from 2 major U.S. cities. And it's a clear message. Pam Bondi's threats, they're getting absolutely nowhere. First up, we have Washington State. Governor Bob Ferguson got a letter from Attorney General Pam Bondi demanding that they repeal the sanctuary law or face criminal prosecution and funding cuts. His response, we will not be bullied or intimidated. They're standing firm, friends. Then there's Boston. Mayor Michelle Wu also got the same kind of letter. Michelle's response, loud and clear, stop attacking our cities to hide your administration's failures. She goes on to say, Boston follows the law and we will not back down. So in short, Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi sent threatening letters to cities across the United States. These cities are considered sanctuary cities, and both Washington and Boston are slapping them down. They're not backing down. How's that for local defiance? If you're in a sanctuary city, looks like you got allies.
Okay. One moment, please. Oh, this one really warmed my heart. I started to come back on live last night when I saw this one, but it's going to warm your heart too.
In a moment in the history of our country where it is so lacking in those who should have it.
Hit the like button, please.
You really are inspiring so many people. And I just want you to know that
hang in there, girl. Hang in there, queen.
those who history will reveal to have been heroes of this moment.
VP Kamala Harris speaking to her.
And do what you are doing. You have the right instinct. You are talented. And you are principled.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much this means to me and the community that I represent, that you care. You took the time to pay attention to the people, and that matters. It really matters. Thank you. Thank you.
You just be strong, okay?
Yes.
And just know.
Hang in there, Nicole.
You're in there by yourself.
We're praying for you.
I think some of your colleagues have joined you. But you just remember, when you're in those rooms and it feels like you're the only one there, we are all in that room with you. And so any moment where you feel alone, you do not feel alone. You've got to know we are all there with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, my dear.
Thank you.
Stay strong.
Yes.
Okay, I'll see you later.
All right,
You can reach out anytime. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Woo. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
At this moment in time, if you're part of the GOP, the Guardians of Pedos, or you're part of the Republican Party, you're a bigot. Your president just said that he's going to use taxpayers' money, okay? Taxpayers' money, our money, to review the museums because they talk about slavery in a bad way. Duh. Slavery is bad. There's been an uptick in H crimes. You have smutsies, whitey nationals marching in the streets. I don't understand where the Republican Party can say that they're not openly bigots when you allow those people to march side by side with you in any parade. I think that people that are bigots, again, have an inferiority complex. They're mediocre. And they see the exceptional. And they're so used to being mediocre that when they see this threat, these people that are hungry and ambitious, they want to knock them down. Because no, you're going to take my spot.
That's the mediocre white man. Yes.
Texas Democratic lawmakers returning to Austin to cheers and consequences.
The doorkeeper will lock the doors.
Ending their quorum break, but not escaping law enforcement. Republican leaders barring the Democrats from leaving the chamber without a police escort. The Texas House Speaker's office tells us the escorts are in accordance
Like
with
they're
House rules,
children.
authorizing leadership
They're
to compel
grown,
attendance. But one Democrat
non-criminals.
refusing to comply,
Donald Trump
sitting
is
at
a
a desk
criminal.
on the House floor in protest. You're right inside these doors, but we can't get to each other because you say you're not free to leave.
Now they're showing that they have power over us, and that's why they're using the force of law enforcement.
Republicans wasting no time passing the new congressional
I
maps
curse
out of
their
committee
entire
Monday night,
family.
setting them on a
Tenfold.
fast track to passage.
The entire families. Sick MFers. Dear God. Fix it, Jesus.
And now he says if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, oh, I don't want your support, you're a weakling. Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck. You are fat. You are a joke. You are stupid. You are not funny. You are not as smart as you think you are. You are, and honestly, and if you watch my show, you know I've been very critical. I've never been this far. This just goes to show this entire thing has been a scam.
Donald Trump is a scam.
Of populism in America, we are going to look back on the MAGA movement as the biggest scam in American history. And the liberals were right. The MAGA supporters were half. They were. When we look back in history, we will see Trump as a scam artist who served as a vehicle for this rather than the other way around. We were not the vehicle for Trump. Trump was the vehicle for all of us.
Donald Trump is a scam. MAGA Republican Party is a scam. There's no other way to look at it and no other way to put it. What they doing to Nicole Collier, Representative Nicole Collier, is illegal. But what I've learned about the MAGA Republicans, they think that they're better than everybody and they can just break whatever crimes they want to do. Who gonna stop them? That's how they think. Why? Because they are the majority in the House. Okay. You're coming against God's children, the ones that was on this earth before everybody else. Pray over your kids at night. Pray that the ancestors is not at the bottom of their beds. Pray that Donald Trump still has his comb over it tomorrow. Pray that Donald Trump can speak tomorrow. Pray that Donald Trump cankles don't keep him from walking and need to be in a wheelchair. Pray. I will never pray for Donald Trump. I'm praying for Nicole Collier and her loved ones that are missing her. That's what I pray for. Pray that Donald Trump doesn't soil the bed tonight. Pray. Pray that he doesn't have diarrhea all this weekend. Pray. Pray that his kids stop looking like aliens and vampires. Pray. Pray that Donald Trump doesn't clunk out. Pray. Because I would never pray for him. Pray that Abbott just may get a hard on when he's can't move anything from his waist down. Pray. Pray that the MAGA Republican men stay off a grinder. Pray. Pray that the MAGA Republican men keep eggplant out of their mouth. Pray. Pray that the MAGA Republican white men that are married stop lusting after black women. Pray. Pray that the MAGA Republican men stop lusting after black men, want to put their eggplant in their mouth, their paper-thin lips. Pray. And my true thoughts on Donald Trump, I'm going to keep it in my brain and share with the Lord. Yeah. Y'all have a beautiful evening. Thank each and every last one of y'all for coming to my live. May God continue to bless you. And everybody in my chat that's putting horrible things in my chat and come on here trying to curse me daily, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And Jesus was a black man. Pray. I curse you back tenfold, and I end it at that. The envelope is closed. The door is closed. Return to sender. Pray. Pray that you could be smarter than a black woman. It's not happening. Don't bother to pray on that, because you won't be. The black woman is the most educated in this country. Pray. Pray that you got a big thing like a black man, a nice eggplant like a black man. It's not going to happen. Pray. Pray that your own wife loves you. It won't happen. Pray. Pray that Melania Trump don't put her mouth on an eggplant. Pray. Pray that Barron doesn't want to put his mouth on an eggplant. Pray. I pray that Donnie keeps his mouth off of eggplant. I don't pray for Donnie. I love y'all. Enjoy your evening. Let's take our country back. The speech that that beautiful Caucasian woman had given, it was all true. It's about racism. The white man feels that the black people getting too far ahead. We got to stop them. That's how the white man thinks. My hand touch your face real hard. That's how I think. Okay? Fuck around and find out. Peace out, y'all. I love you. Bye.